guys, Dorothy here with Done by Dorothy, and we're here this morning. We are working on the collaboration journal we're doing between Bella Creativa Designs and with me, Done by Dorothy, and we are using um, several of the kits that I have. They'll all be listed in the description box below, as well as the SV journal pack from Katie over at Bella Creativa Designs. She also has it in a printable template if you need that. So without further ado, let's get crafting. So we're going to do a couple different things today. I'm going to start working with a bag, and before I put my bag together, I have this scrap of this Tsunami Rose paper, and I thought, I think this will fit, and if it'll fit, that would be an absolutely gorgeous little bag. So lay it out. Yep, it does. So all we have to do is trace around the parts that we need to. So this is exactly how you would use the printable template part. Get into the end here. And all you're going to do is, on your printable template, you do want to put your score marks in, because then you can just fold that part of the envelope back, trace down, and you got that. Well, if I can get a hold of it. And again, you're going to take your score marks and fold them back. And I'm just doing that because I can score this later. Put back and do it again. And I did that really light, and I did it in pencil, so it's going to cover up with the ink very well. We do that. Then all we have to do is come in and cut it. And that's exactly what you would do with your printable templates. So, not a lot of hard work. Of course, you would trace all the way around all of the sides if you didn't butt it up against the top. And then you're just going to cut it out like that. So that scrap of paper I have left over just turned into a bag. Okay, then I'm just going to hold it, find my line that I drew, and score. And, just make it as straight as you can along that line. If you have a scoreboard, run it through your scoreboard if you want to. I was just trying to do it this way because sometimes it's easier than... And yes, I do have a little bit of a white line along the edge there, but I'm not going to worry about that because it's going to be on the inside. And I also am trimming one up, so it will have a nice sort of decorative edge like our bags do. Little glassine bags and such that we buy. Okay, so I'm not even going to worry about it, being uneven up there. So now, and along there. And this is just regular copy paper, so it's a little bit easier to deal with. So before I trim up all my edges and all that, I want to do something a little bit different with this one. And I have this punch, and I don't know if you guys can see it or not. It's just dots, like a gridded dot, like I don't know, a collection of dots, I guess is the word to use. So I'm going to run it across the top here. And I'm just going to try to line it up like I know my punch starts here. So I'm just going to sort of overlap that a bit. And let's see, bring it about even with the top. I gotta see what angle. This is a little bit easier to do if you angle it. Let's see, and I want to make sure, but I don't want to, well, yeah, I'm going to go all the way to the top because I don't want any of my dots to sort of be off the edge. I would rather have a border across the top. And That should work. And of course, this is very thin paper, so I have to poke that out, but there we go. And some of them we may have to, I probably would have done better if I put a little, sometimes making it a little thicker helps. I'm trying to see if I have any scrap paper I can put in there with it. Yeah, I'll just put that in there with it. Okay, and then I'm just going to sort of try to line this up here. Let me get them in there. There we go. Let's see. And I know about where my design stops, so I'm just going to sort of guesstimate where I want, because I don't want my dots punched over top of each other. And let me slide this over here and put it in again. And there's my clock, you guys, as always. Right on cue. It's like it, I mean, it goes off every hour, but it's like it just waits. You think I would think about timing my videos a little bit better. And one more. I think we've got enough across. I did end up doubling up one little dot there, but that's pretty good considering as many little dots as we punched. So let me get all these out of the way, because they tend to just gang up on you here, and you have this massive pile of little dots. I have a whole collection of them, and just keep them in a little bowl, and you can use them for. And I'm not going to worry about all of these over here that didn't punch all the way through. I can just pull those off, but they're really not going to matter because they're going to be on the inside, and I actually want to glue this onto a page. So, and I know you guys are going, what in the world? Why would you do that? That looks so crazy. Well, I went and printed this out, and I'm going to back the back of that. I thought it would look, it would add a little bit more, I don't know, support to my bag because I'm using the copy paper. But also, I thought that it would look really good coming through those holes because of the dark green and all that. So I thought that would look really nice. Let me put this over here. And this is a 4x6. So this is about 3.75 or so. I'm just going to sort of trim a little bit off the side. It may not be completely straight, but we'll try. Close enough. It's going to be hidden. So, I mean, I could have got my cutter out, but I was trying to do things faster. Did I get that in enough? Yeah, I think it's enough that it's going to cover all of most of our holes. Okay. Actually, let me go this way because I don't need that all the way through the bottom of the bag. Let's just do it this way. So see, change of plans. Change of plans. Yep. Okay, well, so when I do that, I'm going to cut just inside that line because I drawed it right to the edge. So there we go. And that's okay. This little bit isn't going to be lost because I actually thought we could put that across the bottom of the bag just to sort of, add a little bit more. So we'll glue that across there real fast. You know what? I'm not going to bother inking that because I'm not sure it's going to be all that noticeable anyway. So let me put some. I don't think you'd even notice that it's inked. And if you're laughing in the background, that's my daughter acting goofy. So, and we're just going to go right about there. Slide it down so it's a little even. That would be nice, huh? There we go. And again, this back's going to be glued down, so the fact it doesn't go all the way around doesn't really bother anything. So we don't need to decorate the back. I'm going to go ahead and cut along the edge here at the bottom. And these are, I think they're Fiskars. Yes, they're Fiskars, and they're actually the Fisker fabric shears. I bought a pair to use for paper crafting because I love the way those are. So this is going to actually be glued down, so that back's not going to matter. And technically, I guess that part wasn't either. I creased this just a little bit crooked, so I'm going to trim this up a little bit. And, you know, that's the difference between using your cutting machine, where it's going to cut out perfect every time, and doing it by hand where, you know, it just doesn't quite always work that way. Yeah, do it the best you can. Okay, so I am going to put a little bit of glue, and I want to use this end on here because I think it's straighter, right along the front of this. And I'm just going to go down to the bottom. Put a nice coat of glue around there. And that's all it takes. Doesn't take a lot. And then I'm going to slide this in here up to the top, or as close as I can get anyway, and just glue that in. So that's going to give the top of our bag a little bit more support, but at the same time, add a little bit to it. So let's see. Then let's run a thin thing of glue along here. Enough to hold that closed. There we go. We may end up, there we go. Let's glue the bottom down, this bottom flap. And I'm actually going to trim this a little bit up because that way it won't show in case I've cut it crooked or anything on this side there. Let me get that off my hand. There we go. And then we're going to cut this just slightly across the top. There we go. Make sure we haven't glued our bag together. And then we're going to grab our ink. Ink up around the top and between all those little nooks and crannies, and ink down the side. I don't have to worry about really inking the back, although I will go around because sometimes you'll have that. I mean, because technically, you know, you could use it as a flip or something if you wanted to, but sometimes the white will show, and I don't want the white to show. So with gluing it down, the holes on the back didn't matter. Now, if you wanted to use it as a flip and a tuck, that's fine. Just make sure you only, you know, punch on the front, and you run your, like, your little ribbon that you made all the way around. Or, you know, just cut it off at the sides. You could do that too if you wanted to. Okay. So there's that. Then I'm going to grab these pages here. I think I had. Let's see. Let's set this to the side and we will come back to that. Or, well, we'll put this with our pile of stuff because we still have to decorate everything. So we'll put this in there so when we pull out all of that stuff, we can decorate it because I'm going to pull out some of my little roses and stuff to use on here. So, yep. So there's our bag and we still, have plenty of room on here to decorate. I mean, technically, if you didn't want to do a lot of decoration and you wanted to play with the dots, I was double checking to see, like, the distance so that I would make sure that I I always suggest that if you're going to use a punch, don't just grab up a punch and start doing it. Sort of plan it out a little bit because punches are one of those things that, you can't erase that. So sort of need a little pre-planning there for that. Okay, so I did punch some dots here. So let's see how far over am I that. No, see, I was thinking maybe you could use that and use it as a tuck spot. Although you could do that on the back and use it as a pocket. And then, let's see, what did I do with, hold on. Give me a second because I just moved my little scrap of paper that I had of the green. Let's see, where did I put it? Here it is. It's a little scrap of the green that I had. So technically, we could put that there. That would cover up the holes on the back. And then we could put this across the bottom. That would cover that up and make a pocket on the back. And then still have this up here that we could put a word. I think we will. So let me take this. Let's play with it. Let's just trim this across. On the fly crafting. There you go. Okay, let's put in some glue across here. And I'm going to pull this down just enough that it leaves a little border. Hello there. Sort of play on that edge. That's straight. Trying to look at it through the thing. It's sort of hard to see sometimes with the camera. And then let's actually turn this way. So I think, you know what, let's just do this way and do this way and across the bottom, and we'll just go with that whole, well, if I have to keep cutting it off, there's not gonna be anything left. Okay, there we go. And hopefully it's straight. Yeah, never know though. me see. I think this top is slightly crooked, and that's probably where I cut it crooked, but we'll see. We can fix it up. We can fix it up. Turn this into a pocket, which will cover that. Okay, and I have, let's see, I'm looking for, quite long enough because I was trying to, maybe there was something we could see if this one's, no, that one's too short too. Let's see. This one's short enough. Yep. Okay. Sorry guys if I'm going off script. Just trying to fix this up here. Yep, that'll work. Just trying to make sure none of that stark white shows through. Probably could have inked this part down here too. Let me. Just a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to use the straight side of this to sort of fix that. If I can get it straightened up here. There we go. There we go. Let me get up. Get out of there. Okay. I promise you guys it will be fine. And I'm just going to do it along the edges. I'm not going to do it along that top, and that'll give us a little tuck, a really short tuck on the top too. Which will be fine. We'll lower it down a little bit right there. Slide it over a bit. Well, it's not going to slide now. Let's see if we can move it over there. Sometimes you can move it when you, there you go. So, well, once I use that, I'll use this. So I have a little tuck up here we can put stuff in, and we'll have the big one down here we can put stuff in. So that'll be one side of our bag, and it's not done yet because we can put, you know, like a little rose or something on there just to add a little bit, but that'll cover up that back of that bag, and then that's what the front will look like, and we can decorate it. Then we can actually use it as a flip in. So that's how we converted that one. Way too long to do one bag, guys. Okay. Put this one across there. And then this is our other bag, although I have it. This is the bag that was machine cut out. And I thought for the front of that, we would fussy cut around this big flower real fast and put it on there. So I'm not going to do an exact really close fussy cut. I'm just going to sort of cut with wild abandon, I guess. Just sort of edge it, I guess. Like I said, I'm not gonna cut it up to the exact because I can just ink around the edges. So I'm not really worried about that. Just sort of close. Like I cut that leaf right there, but that's okay. This is exactly what you guys wanted to watch, right? How much can Dorothy fumble around fussy cutting and making 2 bags? But the other bag's really cute, and now it's went from just being stuck onto a page to being a flip, which actually will, give us more space to tuck things and all of that. So and on that front, there's one of the ephemera pieces is a butterfly, and I'm thinking about sort of using it. You know what? I'm gonna round that leaf off because I really don't like the way that it looked. It looked sort of wonky. Something cool with fussy cutting, you can just sort of make it your own if you don't like it. Sorry, it's taking me so long to do this, guys. But I promise it will be worth it. There we go. That'll work. Let's get all these little odds and ends out of the way. Okay, so grab that out of the way. I grab my ink. I got a new ink pad, so I haven't went to using it yet. And I got a refill. And because sometimes, you just need a new ink pad. Yeah, I've had this one. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I've had it for quite a long time, and it needs re-inked. So when I bought my re-inker, and it's potting soil too by Archival Ink is the color that I'm using. But when I bought my ink, I bought the refill, and I thought, well, I'm going to get 2 pads. So when I re-ink, then when I re-ink mine, I like letting it set for a little bit. I don't like immediately using the other. And so now I have an emergency backup. Okay, so I think we're going to do that right off like that. That about right there. And then I want to do a little collaging behind. I thought I'd use some of this actual bubble paper that we had. Most of it's going to be covered, but I thought it would be so we don't have any scraps. So I'm going to use this, but I have this cut off piece I'm going to actually use down here in the corner first. Let me ink around the edges here. Just to give it something behind the back of it, because you don't want it. So I figured I might as well use my scraps. Okie dokie. There we go. And I think with how geometric this is, and then the dots sort of being, I don't know what word, chaotic. No, just sort of randomly put on there. I think it'll sort of look neat. Sometimes the randomness with I'm just gonna it got stuck in the hole. I couldn't get it out. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. It's pretty funny. Okay, let's see. Just randomly put this along these places. There we go. Then I'm just gonna put this about right here, but line that straighter side up along the edge so it's lined up. It sort of looks like some kind of, I'm not sure. I sort of like the pink out from underneath of it. Okay, and then I think, let's see, this may be right here. So just a bit of that pink in the dot's going to show behind it, but I think that's it. Yep, I like it. Just randomly throw some glue on here, but I'm going to make sure I get those leaves because stuff like that sticks up is the first stuff that usually gets ripped if it's not glued down some. Although I don't have to put a lot of glue on it because it'll spread. Okay. Let's see. I think I want this sort of stuck off of there. I think I want a little bit more of that to show, so I think that right there. Okay, but before I glue this little bitty piece across the top, I'm going to go ahead and trim the top of my bag. So I have that. Then I can stick it down. There we go. Put it down really good. I'm going to just sort of hit along my scoring line here with my bone folder. It sort of helps it along. Okay, then we're going to trim this bottom up. And trim this edge. Make it all fancy. Look more like your stereotypical little bags you get. Okay. And I did do this out of craft cardstock, so it's a little bit bulkier. Okay, I'm going to come up underneath this little tip right here. You can see through in there where it needs a little more glue. And along here, it needs a little more glue. What did I do with my paper towel? There we go. And just gonna hit these up with those two, which I normally use the other, but the straight scissors, but I'm just gonna do that. That will work. Make it a little bit more random, I guess. There's a little bitty edge of a flower there. I don't know if you can even see it, but I don't want it to be where it will come and, you know, catch on something or whatever. So I like hitting the little tips of all these, except for the very top one. I'm going to leave it alone, other than to rub the ink up real good and then hit the back of it so that stark white doesn't come through so much. So there we go with our little bag. With that bag, and we've got this bag and this bag, which we still need to decorate some stuff on. Let's see. Let me check. We have a little bit more time. So I have all my pockets that I want to get together. So I have those ready to go. So we can start building this ephemera and putting it in. So, you know, it seems like it's taken forever. And then this will premiere at it'll, obviously, if you're watching it now, you'll know, at 11. And then we also have our premiere announcing our design team at noon today. Well, okay, it will be noon today, the day that I put this video up. Just in case everybody's going, oh my gosh. So this should premiere on Wednesday, I think. Let me check my calendar. I think Wednesday. Yes. It should go up on Wednesday. So there's that pocket. And the pockets are easy money. They're easy. And I've already inked them up, so you guys won't even have to sit and deal with watching me ink everything. So it's literally just gluing it on. Oh, and I could tell you what the pockets are. The bags that I used were the large bag. I haven't did any of the mini bags yet. Or, well, what I call the mini bags. Hold on, I'll tell you what these pockets are. Sidetracked and get to do that. So the bags that we did were the large bag, and then the first pocket that I did, this one, there's the two. This is the A4 pocket 2. And then this one that we just did is pocket 2. And we're going to be doing pocket 4, pocket 1, and also letter pocket 1. So those are the ones that we're gluing together today. And these are pretty easy. Then it's just a matter of folding the sides, which is so much easier with the score lines already put in there. So that one's ready to go. And see, once you have these cut out, these just, man, you can breeze through these. You can put a bunch of them together, you know, and have it done a little bit at a time. I mean, 10 minutes, you can have, you know, 8 or 9 pockets done or more, because I don't think they take a whole minute to put together when you're actually, you know, if I was crafting and not talking and explaining, they would go together faster, I think. Easy, easy. I mean, it's just gluing some parts together and you're good to go. There's a whole other one. So yeah, I mean, in this little bit of time and 4 or 5 minutes, I'll have 1, 2, 3, 5 pockets going. And I'm excited because we've got slides and the little ViewMaster round circle. Got the mini bags. We've got some of our corners left. We have quite a bit of ephemera still left. And this is just, what I've put together using the kit, the SVG kit from Katie over at Bell Creativa Designs. If you have not checked out her channel, make sure you do. There are a load of awesome videos on there. She has tons of SVGs, not just journal making SVGs. If you have a scan and cut, a Cricut, Silhouette, whichever cutting machine you have to have, and I know there's other ones out there, but it's slipping my mind for the moment. Yeah, you can just have a blast on her. Go check out her channel. Go check out her Etsy store. Her prices are extremely awesome. I mean, extremely good, extremely awesome. And they're really good. She has 3D projects, from like snow globes to Rolodex card things to organizers that you can create, to hold all your bits and bobs in your craft room. Super, super cool. Suitcases, steamer trunks, albums, a carousel. I was trying to think of everything. I'm not going to be able to think of everything, but there's just a ton of things over there. Go check it out. Altered tins, like the little, it's slipped my mind. Altoid tins. There's a little kit to make those, but you actually make the tin part out of paper too. It's brilliant. Because those little metal tins, they're hard to find, and unless you go buy Altoids, and if you buy Altoids, then you're paying that money, and some people buy them, and then what do you do, because they don't really like the mints anyway. So let me put that to the side. So let me pull all of this. Let me get my ink covered up. Get everything out of the way here so I can pull out all that we've done today. Let me grab a drink because my throat's drying out on me. Sorry about that. So we have pull pockets out. There's all the pockets we did today. So we did, there's a large pocket. Glue them out, but so we actually ended up doing 5 pockets that we just put together. A large, a medium, and a small. And then the A4 and the letter ones in the 2 bags. So get these all organized here where I can. So we have that. If you're just tuning in, then we have the library card, the Rolodex. There's another pocket. So we put all our pockets together. We have our little book that we made. We made our CD pocket, which I'm going to put in here because that's more of a specialty thing. We have our 2 long pockets. We have our insert folder. Again, all this from Katie's files. We have our file folder mini journal notebook. We have our slot pocket. And we have our notebook insert. So these all can go together. Let's sew together and get it organized. All of these can go together. So just from what I've created so far, and I'm not all the way done, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces of what I would consider like specialty, because it's not, your plain old pockets. You know what, that's probably not going to work. Let's just slide these down in the CD pocket to stay for a while. And we'll pin those together. Pin these together. So there's those. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pockets. Well, 2 of them I cut down and made belly bands. No, I kept one as a pocket and cut one down to make a belly band. So I just have a belly band thrown in there too. Then we have these. So let's paper clip our pockets together. Okay. So we have those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 pieces there. And both of our bags, and I haven't did the little bags yet, so. But yeah, so we are getting quite a collection of items done, and all of this was from that kit. So it's gonna be exciting. Tomorrow we may start putting some of it in, take a break a little bit from building everything and start putting some pages in and figuring out where we're gonna lay it out, how we're gonna lay it out, if we're gonna clip it in, all of that. And then because once it's in, then we'll start embellishing it. So thanks for tuning in again. All the links will be in the description box below. My kits, Katie's kits, links to our channels, links to Facebook groups. I think Katie does some freebies in her group. I do freebies in my group, so you may make sure you check those out. Have a great day, and we will see you back here again tomorrow for another day of the collab. So thanks for tuning in. Bye.